Today we don't have an apple stump, we have a cherry stump. But it's nice and sturdy and more flat than the old apple stump was, so we're going to use that. We're going to demonstrate how the wax covered strike anywhere matches, the cotton patches soaked in paraffin, and the long barbecue matches fared after being dipped in paraffin, and how well do they light on different surfaces. So now let's take a look at how the wax coated ones work. I know from previous experience that you need to kind of remove the wax from them. So what I'm doing here is just kind of removing some of the wax off the tip. I don't have a brick here right now to strike them on, but we'll go ahead and try striking them on the box and see if they light. And guess what, it did. Now, as I mentioned before, once you get the paraffin on there, they don't naturally go out with just a little breeze, and there is a little breeze blowing here today. Now I'm going to demonstrate what happens if you don't strike or remove the wax from the tip. You get a lot of smoking, but not a lot of fire. Okay, so now we're going to go with cotton patch dipped in paraffin. There it is. You can see the little whiter part there is the part that we left untreated, no paraffin on that. The darker part is paraffinized. So I'm going to rough that surface up a little bit to catch the spark easier, in theory. The wind's kind of blowing from that way. This is the CRKT M16 ZT model knife. It's partially serrated blade. Balance of the blade is a fine edge spear point. I like it a lot. It opens with a flipper and it locks quite securely. There's a unlocking mechanism you have to bring to the rear of the knife. You can close it single-handed, like so. And it also has a liner lock in it. I like that knife quite a bit. I'm going to use that to strike the ferro rod. This ferro rod came from a Bear Grylls Ultimate knife. And we'll use the back side of the blade. There we go. So, once the paraffin starts melting there, then that patch ought to burn for a while. And we can also always give it a little assist. And there it goes. So if you had some tinder and some kindling and some fuel, you have a good fire. Previously I tested these patches soaked in paraffin and they will burn for anywhere from 7 to 10, 12 minutes, something like that. Plenty long enough to get a fire going. So that's the size of that one. Okay, so the cotton patch continues to burn there. It's been 4 or 5 minutes now. And we're going to go ahead and try to demonstrate the giant size matches. And whether these have been treated with paraffin and whether or not they will strike on the box that they came in or some other surface. So I'm going to remove some of the paraffin from the tip to where I intend to scratch it on the box. Looks like I'm removing some of the match component as well. Look at that. Yeah, pretty cool. So, this is the box they came in. Oops, matches coming out the other end. Just for reference, here's one that wasn't treated, and it does light on the surface of the striking pad. Alright, so what I've done here is kind of scratched around on this stump, try to remove some of the paraffin from the ignition material on that match. See if I can strike it on the box. Okay, so that one did work. And you can see the big flame there as compared to how the other one was. That's attributable to the paraffin. That makes a pretty good source for fire. You could stack some kindling on top of that. And if the wind doesn't blow it out, and that's where the paraffin comes in handy, because the wind doesn't usually blow those out. Have a little fire, make a little windbreak with my hand. And voila. So, rubbing the paraffin off pretty well does in fact work. We saw that with the second match. Not rubbing the paraffin off makes them useless, and they do need to be struck on a lighting surface designed to strike matches on, and not just any material for that particular style of match. Well, there you have it.